The video you are about to see is a story about two lovers that were forced to hell just to save each other. This is the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. Orpheus was the son of Apollo. He was a very talented and well-known child for his talents of music. He was very good at music. He could play many instruments. He would persuade people to do things for him just because of how good he was at his music. People know him as the kid that could play outstanding music, and throughout his life, people would gather to him just to hear his outstanding music. One day, he met the love of his life, Eurydice. They quickly got married and had a happy life together. Suddenly, though, a very tragic event happened. Eurydice was walking through a field when suddenly an evil and poisonous viper attacked Eurydice. The poison seeped through her veins and she died very slowly. Orpheus was very mortified by this event. He became very sad and depressed. He couldn't live without Eurydice. He couldn't figure out a way to get Eurydice back. He tried talking to people and trying to see what they could do, but the only real way that he could ever get her back was travel to the underworld, hell. Orpheus knew the dangers. There were evil, evil people down there. There were devils and demons and horrible people down in hell. But he knew that nothing would ever be better without Eurydice. So one day he decided to travel down to the underworld. He persuaded people to let him pass with his music because his music was just that great. He persuaded many people, many guards and demons to let him pass and not have them kill him or report him. And finally, he got to the depths of hell, the lowest part of hell you can be, where the god himself lived, Hades. Hades was not a nice or kind god. Hades was an evil god, maybe the evilest of them all. He would just kill people on the spot for the fun of it. He was a horrible god. He was mean. Orpheus pleaded with with Hades to have his wife back. Hades was amused by him. He told him to play music, and Orpheus did. He played music. Hades was delighted by his music and told him that he could leave with his wife under one condition. They made a deal. Orpheus could have his wife back if, when they traveled out of the pits of the underworld and all of the underworld to the surface of the earth, he could never look back to see if his wife was ever there. Orpheus agreed, knowing that this was the only way that he would ever be able to get his wife back, and they made the climb out. Orpheus started climbing happily, but then realized that maybe his wife may not even be there. His wife may be still in hell. He traveled. Eurydice was there, but she didn't say anything because she knew she would be sent back if she did. Orpheus thought that maybe he should turn around and look, but decided not to. This was going through his mind all the way out until they got to almost the very tip, the surface of the earth, and he decided he couldn't take it any longer. He turned around, and he saw Eurydice. Hades sucked Eurydice back to the pits of hell. All she could say was, "Farewell." This made Orpheus very sad again. He searched around trying to find a way back into the underworld, but could not. He looked all around, and no one could help him. He knew that life would never be the same without his wife, Eurydice. He could never love another woman in his life like Eurydice. He could never find any kind of happiness in his life like Eurydice. He would never be able to travel back into the underworld because he knew that he tricked everyone else and that would never be able to happen again. So he decided that he would never be happy again, and so he killed himself and died. This is the story of Orpheus and Eurydice.